In the last lecture, we learned how we can send data, how we can broadcast data to multiple connected clients using Socket.io. Now, in this lecture, we are going to learn how to emit data to a specific connected client using Socket.io. So, let's first understand the use case. Let's go to our application. And what we want is from John, we want to send some data to Mary. And that data should be received only by Mary, not by any other client. Okay, so the data which we are going to send from John, that should only receive to Mary, not to Mark, not to Steve, not to Steve Fleming or any other user. It should only go to Mary. And to implement this, we are going to use a concept called socket rooms. Now, a room is nothing but a closed space between specific user IDs. So what we need to do is the client has to join a specific socket room to send and receive message between two or more specific users. Okay, in this case, the client is this browser from where John is logged. So John has to join a socket room, and from that socket room, we are going to send data to a specific user. Let's try to understand it practically. So let's first go to our front-end application, to our React application. And there, what we are going to do is, first, we are going to emit an event to create a room. So for that, let's say socket.emit. So in order to emit an event, we use this emit method. There, let's specify a name. Let's call it join room. And with this, we are going to send the current user's data. And in order to use the current user, the logged in user, we are going to get this user state from user reducer. Okay, and here let's pass user dot underscore id with this event as a event data. So this is the first thing. This change we have done in the home component of our React application, in our front-end application. Let's save the changes. Now we are going to listen to this event, to this join room event in our server-side code. So let's go to our Express app, and here inside this callback function, we are going to listen to an event. So for that, let's say socket.on. We use on method to listen to an event. And which event do we want to listen to? We want to listen to join room event. So this name should match this event name. All right. And with this event, what we are going to receive? We are going to receive a user ID, the currently logged in user ID from the client. So let's call that event data as maybe just user ID, because we know here we are going to receive a user ID. And in order to join a room, a socket room, on the socket, we are going to call join method. And there we are going to pass this user ID, which we are going to receive with the event data. So in this way, if I go to our application, if I refresh the page, since we have written that code in use effect, from here, when the page will be refreshed, when the home component will be rendered, at that time, it is going to emit this join room event. And with that, it is going to emit this data. So on the server, we are listening to this event. And there, what we are doing is we are joining a socket room using the currently logged in user ID. So from here, if I refresh the page, this user, John Smith, is going to join a socket room. And what I will also do is, let me go ahead and let me write a console.log message. And there, let's log maybe user joined, and let's specify the user ID, the user ID of the user who has joined this room. Let's save the changes here. Let's go to our application. There, let me open developer console. If I refresh the page here, so all right, it says it cannot read this underscore ID. That's because this user is initially null. So at that time, when we are trying to access this underscore ID, it is throwing the error. So here, let's also check for a condition. If the user object is not null, then only we want to emit this event. Okay, and here let's also pass this user as the dependency. So whenever the user will change, the currently logged in user will change, at that time this callback function will be executed. So let's save the changes now. Let's go to our application, and now let me clear everything here. Let's refresh the page again. So we should see that log message, but for some reason I'm not seeing that logged message here. Let's go ahead and let's save our changes in our Express app. Let's go to the terminal. So if you see, it has not restarted our Node application. So what I will do is I will terminate this process and let's restart our Express application. Okay, so DB connection is successful. Let me refresh the page. All right, okay. Actually, we should see this message in the terminal. Okay, here you can see user joined and then the user ID of the John. If I go to edge where Mary Jane is logged, let me refresh the page. So for this also, that event will be raised. And if we go to the terminal, there we can see this user ID of Mary. Okay, so from Chrome, a new socket room has been created, which is joined by John. And from this edge, from this client, another chat room has been created, which has been joined by Mary. Now what I want is, I want to send some data from John to Mary and Mary only, not to any other users. For that, from our client application, after we have created this chat room on the server, let's go ahead and let's emit another event. So in here, let's use socket.emit to emit a new event. And I'm going to call this event as send message. And with this event, let's say we want to emit some data. So let me specify an object here. There I want to have a text property. Let's say, hi Mary. So this is what I want to send to Mary. Then here, let me also specify the recipient. Okay, and here, let's specify the user ID of Mary. Here I'm going to hard code that value because here I simply want to explain how socket IO works. So here currently we are not implementing any actual functionality. Okay, so in order to get the Mary ID, I have opened Compass here, and from here let's go and let's copy the ID of Mary, and let's pass this ID from client. So this is our recipient ID, the user ID to which we want to send this text. Okay, so from here we are emitting an event, and with the event we are emitting this object as the event data. Now let's save the changes here. Let's go to our server application, and in here, let me remove this console.log statement. And here again, we are going to listen to an event. So let's say socket.on, because we need to use on method to listen to an event. And which event do we raising from our front-end application? We are raising this send message event. So we are going to listen to this event on the server. Okay. And whenever that event happens, what we are going to do is we are going to execute a callback function. This callback function is going to receive the event data. So here I'm going to use destructuring syntax because we know that in the event data we are going to receive an object, or maybe I'll simply call it as data. Okay. So what we are going to do here is, now instead of sending this data to all the clients, we want to send this data to a specific client. So to send the data to a specific client on the socket, we have another method called to. And here we need to specify the user ID to which we want to send that data. So for that we can say data.recipient. So this data is going to receive that object. In that object we have a recipient property which is storing the user ID of Mary. Okay, so we want to send that data to Mary. And then using the emit method, I'm going to emit a new event, and let's call it as receive message. Okay, and with this event we want to emit data.recipient. text. Let's save the changes. So now our server is now emitting another event called receive message. And now on the client, we are going to listen, we are going to handle this receive message. So again, let's go back to our client. There, again, we are going to handle an event. For that, let's say socket.on, because using the on event, we handle an event. Using the emit method, we emit an event. Using the on method, we handle an event. We listen to an event. And which event do we want to listen to and handle? We want to listen to this receive message event. And whenever this event happens on the server, we want to handle it on the client. And what do we want to do here? We simply want to log the data which the client has received. So let me go ahead and let me say console.log data. All right. Now remember that when the receive message event will happen, only the client from where Mary has logged in, only that client will be notified about it. Not all the clients will be notified about it, because here we have specified that this event should be emitted only for this recipient, not for any other recipient, not for any other client. So from Edge, Mary is logged in, as you can see. So only this client will receive that data. Only this client will be notified about that receive message event, and only that client is going to receive that data. Let me actually show you that. So let's go ahead and let's save the changes in our server code as well as here. Okay. And now let's go to Chrome. There, let me clear everything. So John Smith will not be notified about the receive message event. So here, John Smith should not receive that data. If I refresh the page, you will not see anything logged here. But if I go to Edge, from where Mary is logged in, there we should get that data. So if I refresh the page, now you can see it is logged, hi Mary. But if I go to John's account and from here, if I refresh, John should not have received that message, because that message, that data is only for Mary. So it will be only sent to Mary. So in this way, using Socket.io, we can also specify to which clients we want to send the data. So basically the takeaway from last lecture and this lecture is that Socket.io implements event-driven programming. So on the client, we raise some event and we listen to those events on the server. And then from the server, again, we raise some events and we listen to those events on the client. And using these events, we transfer data from client to server and server to client. And this is possible because WebSocket creates a connection between the client and the server, and that connection remains open as long as either the client or the server has closed the connection. And because of this open connection, it is possible to transfer data in real time from client to server and server to client. So we are going to use these concepts which we have learned in this lecture in our coming lectures for sending and receiving messages in real time. This is all I wanted to cover in this lecture. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.